Hey sailors, I'm Sea Lord Janda, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3 as the United States. We are still at war with Germany and with Spain. The situation in the Caribbean, the bulk of the war is in the Caribbean. We've taken Guantanamo Bay. In all honesty, the war is nearly won. The Germans and Spanish still have a few forces in the Central Pacific and in the Caribbean, but for the most part, we've driven Spain to the point of having 0 cruisers in active service. Germany still has a lot of cruisers, but definitively less than we do. Um, we're waiting for 4 centerline turrets to build better dreadnoughts, and we're picking off whatever we can, continuing to wage a trade war while we wait for. As you can see, we have 5 times as many victory points as them, so we're waiting for a peace treaty to trigger that will actually win the war for us. Oh, I'm surprised. This convoy defense, we're actually going to fight this. They've been declining most battles recently, but this is just okay, it's about to be dark, so that's unfortunate, but so we have the heavy cruisers Charlotte, Salt Lake City, and Osso, plus no less than it looks like 8 destroyers, counting, of course, the Japanese reinforcements that are helping us out. And we've spotted something. Unfortunately, it is about to be dark, but we do have destroyers with us, so I got them in direct command of the Japanese ones as well. Hopefully, unfortunately, this one could be annoying because we're just going to have to stick with the convoy through the whole night until we sink whatever that is. It might literally just be a commerce raider or something. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, it is an armed merchant cruiser, allegedly. Very small armed merchant cruiser at that. Uh-oh. Okay, there's an unidentified, maybe. We're engaging an unidentified, maybe heavy cruiser at point blank range. Several of us tried to torpedo them. Our destroyers just torpedoed the armed merchant cruiser. I'm going to turn and keep engaging whatever that maybe heavy cruiser is. Whatever it was, it seemed very beatable. That was the armed merchant cruiser again, I think. It's just really hard to keep track of things properly in the dark. Okay, whatever this is, we're sinking it, I think. We still haven't gotten any kind of positive. Oh, it's a Königsberg-class armored cruiser. There you go. This is a pretty nice armored cruiser. One of the nice, expensive German ones, so yeah, that'll finish her. There might be more enemy forces around somewhere, but this thing's gonna sink. There's no way. I think that it stays afloat after getting hit by a torpedo and all that gunfire. So we're just gonna take off back to the convoy. And hopefully we can escort it without any trouble through the night. Is the whole convoy going into Baracoa? No. But, well, the convoy maybe sort of is. I guess we're just going to cruise off of here for the moment. There probably is still a raider out there. The battle would have ended. There we go. Okay. Alright, there was another armed merchant cruiser somewhere out there, but at the cost of almost no damage, we sank the armored merchant cruiser Salvora from Spain and the armored cruiser Leipzig from Germany. So that's what escaped. Oh, the armed merchant cruiser Barcelo. Yeah, that's another pretty crushing win. Oh wow, we got a prestige for that. We already fought a battle of the Windward Passage. I'm just gonna call it like convoy defense versus Leipzig. At least then I'll know what it means at the end. Improved weight control, 1% weight saving on hulls. Ah! Okay, we never got 4 centerline turrets, but we've just developed 5+ centerline turrets. So now it is officially time to build a proper dreadnought. Especially budget-wise, we might have to wait a little until the Lexingtons are finished, but plus dockyard issues, yeah, we might struggle to build a proper dreadnought, but we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to want... what's our standard fleet speed going to be? I built the North Carolina to 21 knots. I'm going to try to get 21 knots out of all of them then. That should be a speed that will last the next 20 or 30 years. So, at least 20. So, no, 30 at this date, really. These are sort of my minimums, I guess you'd call them. Where I'm not going to go for 5 turrets. That'll fix the weight problem a little bit. Deck, conning tower, turrets, turret tops, secondaries. That's all pretty good. Where overweight is the issue. Our 13-inch guns are terrible quality, so I'm not going to use those. We don't have anything bigger yet, so it's going to have to be these. And you'll see with the quality, like, okay, these penetrate 9.6 inches of armor at 10,000 yards. These penetrate 9.3, so they actually have less penetration, and they're heavier anyway. So we'll stick with 12-inch guns. This isn't a, like, novel or radical design in any way, but it's a very typical dreadnought. Very nice dreadnought, basically. 21 knots. The best torpedo defense we've got, even if still pretty basic. 8 12-inch guns in 4 twin turrets. A hefty secondary battery. A very substantial tertiary battery. I hate getting killed by destroyers, so we're going to stick with all that. And the issue we're going to have is that it's going to be very heavy. Yeah, 24,000 tons heavy. Oh, and we still can't even actually fit that many secondaries on. Okay, well. We can actually save a lot of weight by doing that, so that's probably fine. 23,300. The only issue we have is that we can't build it, so I'm just going to save this design. Is it saved when I do that? I forget now. Oh, it's not. Okay, how long until we get 2 turns and we'll have bigger dockyards? Okay, I'll just redesign it in 2 turns. That's no problem. Cruiser action, and the Germans decline. And widespread demonstrations and serious disturbances in Germany. They are kind of on the brink. They really need to surrender. Oh, the Japanese actually won a battle, managing to sink the Spanish destroyers T-22 and T-14 at the cost only of the destroyer Numikaze. They've really been suffering in a lot of the battles they've fought, so that's good to see. And our new docks are ready. Excellent. Okay, the enemy has sounded us out about a negotiated peace with us gaining disputed border areas in some of their colonies. We're not going to try to crush... Well, we should press for hard terms. All right, a peace is concluded. And we get 8 value. Fantastic. We're going to take the Northern Marianas because it's free. We're going to take the Caroline Islands because it's free. And both of those give us territory in Southeast Asia. We're going to take Puerto Rico because I want it. And, geez, we just have to pick one thing to not take, huh? You know what? I'm going to let Germany keep. I'm going to take Guam, right? We'll just eject Spain completely. I have no desire to fight Spain again. We're too much superior to them to make it an interesting war, honestly. Even with Germany on our side here, they pretty much. Spain has no navy left, really, at this point. Um, I'm going to leave Germany the Marshall Islands in the Central Pacific, specifically so that we have a good. Well, let's put it this way. If I had 9 value, I'd take them, but I'm going to take the Bismarck Archipelago so that we have territory in South Pacific, and I'll leave them the Central Pacific territory because if we do fight Germany again, we can use it as a base to fight them from because we don't border them much anywhere else. So at the end of this war, we are going to annex the Northern Marianas Islands, Guam, the Caroline Islands, the Bismarck Archipelago, and Puerto Rico. That's a lot of stuff. Now, we don't get reparations having done that, but that's fine. Or at least not significant ones, but that's fine. It doesn't really state that outright, but I'm pretty sure if you leave value unused from that, you get more reparations instead. Diesel engines, 5% submarine reliability increase. All right, so let's take a look at our new possessions. First of all, the Caribbean, not quite an American lake just yet, but we do have Puerto Rico now. The only people otherwise with territory are, well, France has just Antilles. Britain has a lot of territory. We'll take that if we ever fight a war with them, which we probably will. Not, within another 10 to 20 years, we will be ready to fight a war with Britain. We got the Bismarck Archipelago down here in the South Pacific, and we got this whole belt of territories right here in Southeast Asia. So we're now very able to fight a sort of a globe-spanning war with France or Britain. One of those two, probably France, has to be our next opponent, realistically. I'm going to set our intel up like that, because these are the 4, really, that we have to think about fighting. Well, Japan, maybe. 5 that we have to think about fighting. We're at peace, so before I forget, let's save ourselves 2,900 a month by turning off stop training. We're still losing 8,700 a month. That's fine. Although I think actually next month we'll stop losing quite that much because I don't think that took effect immediately, but that's fine. We're going to move. Oh, wow, they moved a lot of stuff into the Central Pacific at the very end of the war there, huh? This whole fleet is going to be moved back to the West Coast. Although foreign stations is going to be a problem, but that's fine. This whole fleet is going to be moved back to the East Coast, and then once I've got everything recalled, we'll figure out distribution for colonial protection and such. What does this even do? Oh, I see. This shows everyone's possessions versus this shows my ships. It's kind of illegible either way, though, so I don't know that that's that helpful. Anyway, okay. So we do have to clear out the fleet a little now. The Michigan class, they've done mediocre service for us over the years, but there are dreadnoughts being built now by everybody. And we have a pretty good force of pre-dreadnoughts. The time has come for these guys. They're being scrapped, I'm afraid. Yep. Sorry, guys. Okay, and then I'll wait one more turn for all the rest, because I'm going to put a bunch of stuff into reserve or mothballs, but not until we're good and ready to do so. I mean, all these corvettes, they will go straight into... Alright, let one of them... I don't know why one of them was in the Caribbean, but I'll let it all... Give 1 month for it all to just return to base, basically. We've commissioned the Chattanooga. Small tube boilers for 1% weight saving on machinery. Preheater for torpedoes. So that's another 500/2,000 meters of range and 2 knots of speed. Torpedoes just continue to improve very radically. Okay, so everything is pretty much back on the coasts now, except for this ship, which is being weird. I don't know why only you two stayed there. Was there communications lag? Hold on. I didn't read all my messages. No, I don't actually see that, Sid. I don't know what you guys are doing. But I'm going to rush them back to... Good grief. Back to the west coast. We're going to go ahead and put the whole... First of all, these just need replacement. They're very bad now, but the whole Berry class are going into mothballs. And we'll try to build replacements as soon as possible. The whole Drayton class are going into reserve. Oh, except for that one that's not home yet. I don't know why it's not, but never mind that. All of our corvettes straight into mothballs. Cruiser-wise, the whole... Well, I'm not going to put the Chicago class into mothballs because I think we might need some of them on foreign stations, and I'd rather keep the Olympias at home. Right? Yeah. How do we have enough on foreign stations still? Maybe because the battleship is there. So out of our 4 classes of pre-Dreadnought, which we have 11 operational, 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, yeah, we have 4 of each. Huh. I guess I built 5 Californias in the end. Yeah. So the whole Oklahoma class. I know this is sort of the opposite of what I have current. Well, okay, the whole Oklahoma class I'll keep here. And I'm going to put them into reserve on the East Coast. I've really messed up the organization of this somehow. Oh well. The whole California class is going to stay in active service on the East Coast. These are all going to be on the West Coast, and I'm going to put them into reserve. The San Diegos are our newest cruisers, even though they're all out of order. The Pittsburghs, I'm putting in reserve. Why is one of them cheaper than all the others? The Memphises. Okay, I'm going to recall these San Diegos that are in the West Coast for now to the East Coast. And I'm going to send all 3 Memphis class to the West Coast. Oh, that's right. We're building a new class of cruisers again. We should try to replace the Chicagos, but the first priority right now has to be battleships. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't quite know what the A there means, actually. It's not paused, is it? No. Oh, it's at accelerated construction pace? Is that what that means? Oh, yeah, it is. I wonder if that happens automatically because it's the first Dreadnought, because I don't recall ordering that. Anyway, we have enough dock space now. We can design the ship that I wanted to design. That does not have all of this. Although, you know what I could do is try to sneak a couple extra guns in. Probably on these turrets. 21 knots, 12-inch belt. I think that had that. 12-inch turrets. Torpedo defense 1. We can have oil firing engines, right? Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't do that by default sometimes. Can I still not have secondary? Well, not only that, but I don't know. That really screwed this default design up a little, huh? Yeah, I still can't make secondary turrets that actually work well, unfortunately. What? Why are torpedo mounts not? We just have one torpedo mount you put on? Put a second one on, please. There we are. Okay. This would all be pretty good, except it's too heavy. But why is it too heavy, actually? Because it wasn't even close to this heavy before. Was it? Well, 24,100 tons, and I feel like that's more than this design came out to before. Oh, well, it's acceptable. Unfortunately, we just can't. I'd like these triple turrets, but we don't really have the weight capacity for. Oops, that's backwards. We don't have the weight capacity to actually install them. It would take 26,900 tons. So, oh wait, I'm going way too far. That's why I needed to. There we go. Okay, so this is about right, yeah. The Oregon class battleship. This is our first indisputable proper dreadnought. We're going to need to build a lot of these very quickly and just pretty much toss our pre-dreadnoughts out of service as quickly as we can build these. Great Britain and Japan have signed an alliance. Well, that's historical, to be fair. Internal upheaval in roads. I'll just support an international force. There we are. I have no desire to fight Italy, but prestige. We've completed Tacoma. Oh, God. Well, this is the worst thing possible for a cruiser. Trouble reaching her design speed for Lexington. Oh, Krupp cement armor. Fantastic. What was that message? Oh, the Austrians have 14-inch guns. Well, we don't have 14-inch guns. Why is Austria ahead of us there? You know, I'm just going to decommission these corvettes because I don't think we're going to use them substantially now that we have destroyers to fulfill that role. And they're ancient. We should probably do something with the Chicago and Pittsburgh classes pretty soon, but my top priority for now is to get battleships built. Anyway, the good news is... Oh, Arizona, why are you going all the way there? That's not... Did I tell you to do that? Both of you, please go to the West Coast. I might have accidentally told them to go to the East Coast. I don't know. What was I saying before? We need battleships. That's got to be the priority. Oh, cross-deck fire. Slightly later than we would have had to unlock it for it to be of any use whatsoever. Now that we have 5 centerline turrets, there's no point at all in cross-deck fire. Just none whatsoever. Ballistic testing. ASW mines for anti-submarine warfare. Excellent. One turn and we'll have Oregon ready. So how fast? Lexington is 24 knots. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is actually pretty bad. I mean, it's a ton of space wasted. All of these make 16 knots? Yeah, so we're going to need to phase these all out as fast as possible, basically, now. California, you get to be the... Yeah, the 1st Battle Division has no ships now, so the whole California class gets to be them. Congratulations. And the new division, 1st Battle Cruiser Division, gets Lexington. And then I guess we can separate out the Memphis and San Diego classes, probably. Third Armored Cruiser Division. And that will have these two plus... Can I click and drag? No, that would be much too easy. Okay. You move to that division. You move to that division. Okay. So that's all our heavier units properly organized, at least. The lighter ones also kind of need it, but I'll figure it out later. It's not essential. 24 knots isn't too terrible for a battlecruiser, but it's a lot of wasted space. Anyway, we're not going to build any more battlecruisers like this because she only has 6 guns, which is not adequate. Even if her armor's actually pretty thick. Can we see anything of the plans of what Germany's building here? Well, the whole Moltke class is significantly bigger than ours. Wow, they have stuffed 10 12-inch guns onto this ship. Albeit only 8 of them actually bear, and she only has a 9.5-inch belt. But it's a working dreadnought, I'll tell you that much. Britain's first dreadnoughts are not better than ours. They only have 6 guns to a side, but they've got a pretty heavy secondary battery. And 20 knots and an 11.5-inch belt, so they're not terrible. Anyway, the Oregon Design Study. A treaty with... no. I don't see any need for a treaty with Italy, honestly. Ballistic testing for AP penetration improvement. I mean, one ally is enough, I think. Especially since... Funnily enough, that's here for some reason. There are a lot of alliances around, but it's... Japan is allied to both us and Great Britain. Spain is allied to Germany. Italy is allied to Russia. But France has no alliances. Britain only has the alliance with Japan, so... There's not too many alliances that really matter out there right now. Okay, we're going to need to build at least 2 of these. More. We're going to need to build more soon, but we don't have enough money yet. Probably as soon as Congress here is finished, we'll start another. Okay, 500-ton stock size, free. Has this finally arrived in? Yes, reserve, please. Now, we only have 4 active battleships, but that's fine. Wars don't usually start super unexpectedly in this game, so... You guys will arrive from the west coast, so into reserve. I don't know how we still have enough tonnage on foreign stations. I mean, how much do we need? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Our new territories in Southeast Asia and the South Pacific don't have any foreign station requirement for some reason. So our requirements haven't really gone up substantially at all. We only need 21,000 tons, which is actually served by the 4 Chicago class that are on foreign station right now. Fair enough. I don't know why that's the case. You'd think all of these, you'd think we'd need to keep a cruiser or 2 in Southeast Asia with all these possessions, but I guess not. Shame Spain lost the Philippines before we could conquer it. It's to a rebellion. Increased industrialization improves national resources. And Congress has been commissioned. Pretty sure she'll also, yeah. Unfortunately, if the first one of a class can't reach her design speed, then just the whole class won't. Which makes sense, but it's still terrible. We have a lot of money built up. I'm going to just immediately start building another... Just immediately start building another Oregon class. Spy from Italy. I'm not really trying to have a war with Italy, but okay. Oh, we've developed 14-inch guns. They're kind of terrible 14-inch guns, but 14-inch gun is a 14-inch gun. And we'll need bigger than 12-inch guns pretty soon, really. Oh, excellent. A performance of opera overtures by the ship's band of the battleship USS North Dakota impresses a group of visiting dignitaries on a tour of the fleet base. Our prestige improves. And Congress is done working up. Perfectly low tension with Russia. How are our potential opponents anyway? France, only marginally more powerful than us. In fact, we have more fleet tonnage. We have the second most fleet tonnage in the world now. We've really come a long way recently. Is this supposed to say 200? Oh, it does say 231,000. It's just, you know what? You can't even see why I'm having trouble with this. There's a little speck on my screen right on the one that makes it look like a cross or something. But it's a physical spec of some sort, so it's not going to be anything you guys see. More improvements in productivity to boost our industrial production. That will help our budget in the long term. Q ships, because our budget is like a function of something to do with political support, which is invisible, and then our national resources. Oh, good. Our base expansion in Hawaii has been finished. I forgot we were even doing that, but that was pretty expensive, so. Necessary, though, really. I mean, this way we can base ships more out of the Central Pacific in wartime. It's probably not necessary because we'll base stuff, because of the conquests we've just made, we can base all our stuff in South Pacific, Southeast Asia, etc. now. In fact, what we're probably going to need to do is, how big is this? 100? That's not bad. We're going to need to build up a base in probably Guam. Yeah, because we don't have enough capacity. These all have 4, 5. Yeah, that's like barely enough for a battleship and a single battleship and a couple of destroyers, maybe. We're going to need a lot more if, Britain has. Okay. I was about to add it all up, but Hong Kong has 200 on its own, so Britain has like 300 plus capacity there. We don't have enough money to quite last until North Carolina's finished, but we'll see. Industrial production is soaring as new methods and technology are introduced, and increased industrialization improves national resources. We are really having a boom and a half after this war was won. Alliance between Austria, Hungary, and Japan. Okay. The government's concerned about tensions leading to war. We've been called to give advice. What do we recommend? I'm almost tempted to do a disarmament conference. But, no. How about we just renew our agreement with Japan, eh? Okay, we've renewed our treaty with Japan, presumably. Improved diving gear, 5% submarine reliability. We're close to mine rails. That's good. Mines are good. They're not that good, but there's something. New docks again. Spy from Great Britain. I can't believe these aggressive policies. Torpedo protection too. Okay, we're going to need a new generation of battleships. Probably not building any more Oregons, to be honest. Thanks for watching, sailors. I hope you enjoyed the video. New parts should be up daily, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.